Deep into that darkness peering.
Ello.
Long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting.
Ello. We are back with more Eternal Darkness. The way that this game starts with all this loudness keeps catch me off guard. I just forget about it. Anyhow, let's go try to continue. As I recall, I saved straight after finishing the chapter because it was already quite late. So I guess I have to now figure out where to go in order to find the page. So I think I have a good idea of it. In particular, oops, Alex's sanity gauge is looking quite low actually. Never can go wrong with an enchantment. I wonder if at any point the portraits will start to look at us. Ah yes. Very normal. Yep. Her mental health is holding up alright indeed. So something I did not notice when I played this game as a kid, because I was playing from the TV without headphones, is that this game actually has directional audio, pretty well done one at that. And so these audio hallucinations are really fucking with me because not only do they sound extremely close, but as I move, the source keeps shifting. Which I suppose does not come out too well in stream. Anyhow, as for my idea, I know what you are. As for my idea, I remember that there's this crystal, this glasswork here, and I now have Dispel Magic. Therefore, let's see. Reveal invisible. I do not need reveal invisible, I know. What I do need, however, is Dispel Magic. There we go. As the magical window fades away, the piece of parchment that the maiden was holding is left behind, floating in midair. It appears to be a chapter page, so we'll read it. So the picture in the glasswork was holding the real page, making it look like it was part of the glass. That's cheeky, I love it.
Food today. I am your master. Your task is to guard the artifact before you. Let no one touch it.
No. Also, I cannot help but notice that there was a 9-rune circle. So I'm gonna guess that there was summon creature of the highest level. Sadly, Alex never gets access to tier 9. Only tier 5 and tier 7. Yeah. Let's go straight into this chapter.
In Europe, during the time of the Inquisition, paranoia and corruption ran deep. With the fear of devilry running rampant, the ancients' corruption extended far beyond mortal knowledge, corrupting all that could be corrupted. My researches uncovered an interesting incident. A Franciscan monk named Paul Luther was traveling through the region of Amiens during the witch hunts of the Inquisition. Now, under martial law, the Inquisition prevented anyone from leaving the town and its nearby cathedral. For everyone was suspect.
Ah yes, the good old witch hunts. They certainly are looking at the right place.
Welcome to Oubliette Cathedral.
Brother Luther. I'm glad that our sacred order can bestow hospitality on our Franciscan brethren.
I shall not impose, Excellency. I merely request lodging and a viewing of the sacred relic, the Hand of Jude.
Many have traveled far and even risked their lives for a glimpse of the hallowed relic's true splendor. Of course, it would be wise to keep quiet during your stay. The Inquisition is here for a reason, brother. We seek to purge the deviancy from this town.
I am sure that will not be a problem. Amiens appears to be a peaceful hamlet.
It appears to be, but deviancy is secreted in the most deceptive places, which I believe is the case with Amiens.
Then I wish you luck in your search.
The Inquisition does not need luck, Brother Luther. Faith and purity are our guides.
And that's how they done that like they did. Brother does not look healthy. He's white as a sheet. Very suspect. It will be in a pretty bit of fault to leave so soon after his arrival, considering the kindness of His Excellency Philip Augustine. The names really are not subtle at all. But I guess technically speaking, they don't really need to be. It's not like anyone will know about Philippus Augustus. At least until we get the book, the Tome of Eternal Darkness, and recover our memories from previous chapters. Door is locked. I don't recall that door being there the last time we were in the church. I feel like the church itself has become bigger, actually. It's probably been reconstructed as a bigger cathedral.
For the love of God! God! Help! Come quickly! A murder! A murder most foul! What heresy is this?
I found him lying here, dead. I called the guards.
Is this our first suspect? Make sure no one touches the body. It must be examined for signs of devilry. As for this man, make sure he doesn't leave the cathedral. We will question him later.
Signs of devilry, like
Hold
the
your
open
tongue,
stomach.
Franciscan, or it might bring my wrath upon thee. Who is to say that you did not commit this murder? If you trust in the Almighty, and you are indeed innocent, then you will have nothing to fear.
You have been set up. Big time. And he probably realizes this. A somber portrait of a monk stares easily icily from the wall. Something about those grim, staring eyes sparks doubt and suspicion in Paul. Is this the face of a holy man? Hard to say. It's too dark. Also, we have an inventory. I forgot to check. The Priest's meditating rod is a small staff used as a focus for meditative prayer. Using it will allow Paul to meditate and regain some lost sanity. Okay, but we already have the resonating spells, so that's a weird addition to have. What's this now? Are they really using a real jewel on the painting? Also, that sure is a face. The painting captures Paul's attention. A small emerald disguised as part of the painting, not very well disguised, glints in the candlelight, as though it has some value beyond being a precious gem. So Paul values the emerald? That seems like an awful idea when we are still being held as suspects, but... I mean, it's not like they give the best vibes that you can trust them, to be fair, so... May as well take some revenge, right, Paul?
Are you here to pass sentence on me?
No, I'm here to free you. You are in incredible danger. This cathedral used to be a place of peace.
Did it now?
Now many strange things happen here. I don't want you to end up like the others.
What do you mean?
The body you found was Brother Andrew, and he was killed to protect a secret. We can't talk about it here. Find me in the bell tower later, and I shall aid thee further.
Why are you releasing me?
I don't want to see another innocent die like your Franciscan brethren. I have seen Brother Andrew make numerous entries into his journal. This may contain the answers to the cathedral's dark secrets.
What can I do?
If I were you, I'd run.
They will surely hunt me if I run. This has to stop.
Then be it on your own head, Luther. Find Brother Andrew's journals if you can. He spent time in the old tower investigating. I believe I can find the key to the old tower in one of my stores. Later, come find me in the bell tower, and I will give it to you. Be swift. We can't evade them forever.
This may be because he looks exactly like the painting there, but something about this guy seems kind of not trustworthy to me. Like he's baiting us. A framed fragment of written verse. It is in Latin and makes references mostly to diabolical entities, and how man is dominated by them if he stays from the rites of protection. Ah yes, classic church. The exert dominance through fear. Emel's deep green surface reflects the light inside it perfectly. Its cut is the work of a master craftsman, makes it all the more so that it was there. Ah yes. Time for a quick history lesson, Father Franciscan. Also, are we missing a statue here? Or is it because it's working in chronological order? In which case, the archaeologists will not be here yet. Memory blast. And somehow the memory blast included the archaeologist chapter. I felt like I remember these game chapters going in chronological order, as in slowly going from the ancient past to the present. But that one was in the 1980s, so almost modern times. Interesting thus that the memories of it will be recovered in this era. Suppose that time does not flow in a straight line. Anyways. Since we technically have all the runes except the rune necessary for higher tier spells. No, that's not the one I wanted to make. Let me see if I can remember what the rune was. Like, I could just try all the combinations because I can already make all the spells now, but... Let's see. No, that one. I'm not sure what that did, but it was not what I was hoping for it to make. That kind of felt like an explosion centered on me, but I don't remember that being a thing. Okay, let's try all of the runes. Maybe it was not area. Ah, that was the one, summon area. This, you cannot see it right now because because my bars are full. But what this actually does is that as long as it lasts, it recovers my stats over time. It's a dot recovery. And using higher tier versions makes it last longer. Great to cast if you're getting into a fight or or in the middle of a fight of a fight that gives you some leeway with casting time. But yeah, mostly great to use before getting into a fight. And since it's only up, never mind. But yeah, there are still 3 more spells to discover. That did not work. You know what, may as well just try all the combinations right now, since I am not going to remember them. Oh, that's a protective wall, perfect. Okay, instant heal, dot healing, buffing, and protection. That makes the 4 combat spells on quick access. And then the I button one will be for spells that I may need for the chapter itself. And I am still missing 2 spells to discover. I can just brute force to find the remaining combinations, or I can wait until I find the scrolls. Okay, I don't remember. I don't remember which ones I have tried and which ones I've not, so I will just try all of the combinations with this order real quick. These spells. Creator. That's all self, that's all creator. No, area. Item. Item to select. Item dispel. Item absorb. Item summon. Okay, which combinations am I not trying here? Unless I am misremembering And there is another target rune, and the Paragon rune is something else separate. Oh, and also I noticed that our poor brother, while he has plenty of magic reserves and this relatively decent sanity, his amount of loot is not very... is kind of dire, really. That's what this will lead to. Paul cannot leave the cathedral until his name is cleared and the real murder has been uncovered. To run away now will be an admission of his guilt. Then again, they know that I am not guilty and are just trying to frame me further, so it doesn't matter. Okay, no door here, I figure that there will be. Or maybe that's the one. Playing the organ is a daunting challenge for someone like Paul, who has no musical talent. That's the mood. Paul could probably play the organ if there was some music to play. That's quite the dodge with what you just said. I guess he has the skill, but not the composition skills, if that makes sense. The cathedral's tabernacle is fashioned from age, varnish mahogany. Its doors are closed and there doesn't appear to be any way of opening them manually. Okay, that's a door, those are the stairs, and there's another door. And he's breathing hard. You need to build some stamina, my man. I know that monks are not exactly known for having great stamina, but still. Well, at least not monks on this side of the world. Ah yes, that's the old church that I remember. Although it's been significantly expanded. I wonder if they're supposed to be going to in one of these. I wonder if I actually can fight. Kind of, but... Oh, and I cannot even finish him off. That said, I did not lose sanity, which is weird. But yeah, I guess we can just fist fight if required. Nothing here. I take it that the enemy was there as a warning. To not proceed if you don't have a weapon. But we are built different. Paul is nervous about ringing the bell, fearing his own capture. It is the custodian's task to ring the bell at the prepaid times. Perhaps he will die later to ring it? Yeah, sure, why not? I sure do hope I find a weapon soon, though. I think this is the first character that does not start with one.
Ah, Brother Luther, not a moment too soon. As you have noticed, dread things inhabit this place. Shambling corpses, and worse.
There is darkness at work here, in the midst of the Inquisition.
I suspect it is worse than that, but I have no proof. Brother Andrew knew this also, and paid the price for it.
Why are you telling me this?
Perhaps you can finish off what Andrew started. Take this key. It unlocks the old tower. It has been sealed off since the Inquisition arrived.
I intend to uncover the truth behind this.
If you manage to uncover the source of darkness, return here, and I will do everything I can to help. Till then, brother, may your faith protect you.
Somehow I suspect that by the time we have to come back here, we will find his corpse. The custodian shakes his head and informs Paul that he doesn't have enough evidence to make an accusation against Agustin. There must be something else to find. Access to the old tower. Where was it again? Yeah, maybe that zombie was not there as a warning, but rather just for study reasons, and that's why there was just one single Mantrog zombie to fight an arm. Perhaps even specifically to let you know that fighting an arm is a thing you can do. Alright, that's everything that we can do here. Has a door dialogue change. Oh wait, I had 3 spheres following me, now I have 2. And I did notice that my sanity did not decrease when that zombie saw me. Which at this point should not really be a concern that I will need to be generous with. So the question is, did the ball protect me from the loss of sanity and then disappear? Or did I take one hit without noticing and the ball took it for me, I wonder? Also, this reminds me, it is certainly quite an irony that despite Brother Paul being all like, oh, what dark sorcery is going on here in this Inquisition, and proclaiming himself a pure and faithful. Well, he hasn't said it, but like that's the vibe. But he is quite literally using dark sorcery right now with what's basically an Necronomicon. So if he got caught now by the Inquisition, he really couldn't tell his way out of it. Especially if they can see the magic protecting him. Thing is, I really should know. I really should have the runes to craft an offensive spell, but I am not sure. It may be one of the ones that I have unrevealed. What do we have here? Crossbow bolts. Crossbows are nice. The personal effects of a priest are scattered across the shelves. Rosary beads, a crucifix, and a variety of other small holy items. This Spartan bed shows how the Order treats its visitors. There is no sign of the Order's own quarters, and this chills Paul to the bone. The only man that doesn't meet the bed is the dead one. Very observant. The desk feels a leather-bound book. Book of reliquaries. I'm pretty sure that these are not Caucasians, so we are painting to have in a church in this country at this year. Anyhow, This is the Forgeries of the Reliquaries, dating back to the late 13th century, exquisitely illuminated and bound with hard leather. It reads, doubtless, many obscure orders, requiring more income than can be garnered from the thief, resorted to forge ancient relics to bring people from outside the region to their diocese, and thus become more lucrative. While it could be said that the false hope is still hope, relics such as Cuthbert's jawbone, the Hand of Jude, and the infamous thigh-bone flute of Connaught, while being forgeries, deceive the righteous unjustly. Their existence as true relics is the utmost heresy. So they think that the relic in here is fake. I have a feeling it is not. It may not be exactly as advertised, but it is not fake, if Augustus is correct here. What do we have here? The bellows mechanism supplies the organ upstairs with air. It requires an expert hand and attending to keep it in working order. Oh, mace, perfect. Near the organ, a steel mace is mounted on the back wall by means of a display armature. Really going for the stereotype here, not totally complaining though. A weapon covered with spikes and flanges that focus force upon striking. The mace was effective against an enemy wearing chainmail. Although usually directed against a head, a mace blow to a limb could break bones even if the armor was not pierced. Just a little bit of swinging and you're already out of breath. You really need to get some more exercise. Well, holy camera angles. Oops. Okay, that's a trapper. Surprised that did not set it off. A wine cask used for maturing wine. The wine inside this one must be very strong, for it seeps through the cask, filling the air with a heavy aroma. Okay. Let's advance slowly so as to not set them off. Or I can just walk into them, thank you camera. That's the zombies, but at least no horrors. Be gone. Like that, yeah. And now Brother Paul got his first real combat experience, that's good. No magic in the trapper dimension, I see. I suppose I could use my unsummon trappers to send myself in here. Oh. Never mind. Oh. Oops. Oh. I did not see there was another. This will be time though. Let's recover that sanity. Thank you. I suppose that theoretically, I could just use one of my unsummon trappers to send myself to this dimension on purpose. Specifically, in order to use these regenerative fountains. though it does seem to be a bit of a roundabout method, in all honesty. It's the same scripting as before, and I guess a knock was him knocking on the barrel. There is nothing to find here. What was the point of this room then? Red herring, perhaps? Perhaps. Oh well, I found a maze, so I'm not complaining. I will certainly be glad once I find bigger circles of power to upgrade the protection and enchanting spells, if nothing else. Probably also the pull. By which I mean that the only one that needs to be on quick cast is the instant recovery, for obvious reasons. That's one. And where does the other door lead? What do we have here? The woodcut shows an act of blasphemy. A host of demons prey upon humans like they were playthings, disemboweled by mocking demons, eaten or tortured by other carnal deviant acts. And why exactly is this painting on a church, on a cathedral? Well, we know why, but like, how does nobody find it suspect? If they don't already know. A heavy wooden chest sits against the ruin's wall. It appears to be all in one. Show power upon the chest, by all means. Crossbow lies within the open chest. Perfect. A woodcut depicting the effects of a plague. The spirit of death incarnate casts its final judgment over a well of victims. I thought the spirit of death incarnate was supposed to have a black hood covering the skeleton. The rock carries robes and cloaks for ceremonial use. As Paul draws the robes back, something tumbles from inside. Podium key. Interesting. Powerful necrotic weapon that shoots a wooden bolt. Taking escape for the podium in the cathedral apse. The podium, you say? Like this one? Okay, I have no idea what an apse is then. Actually, let me look up that word right now. Not looking where to use the key, just what is an apse. Okay, it's an architectural term that signifies a semicircular races. In other words, here. This is facing right here. And it opens the podium. The altar is bereft of holy element, no crucifix, no Bible, no sacrament of any kind. While this is still by the side, what fate does the order practice? A simple podium, there we go, and like them provides a platform for a priest giving sermon to his congregation. There is a drawer recessed inside it. Locked, of course, not anymore. A diary page lies inside the open drawer. Should Paul take it? By all means. Let's take a read. Diary of Father Andrew, page 1. I have finally arrived at Amiens, and my pilgrimage to see the Hand of Jude draws to a close. I cannot wait to lay eyes upon the sacred relic. My journey here has been arduous, and it shall be good to relax for a while in this peaceful village. Amiens is full of good people, strong in their faith and their role in our world. If the blight of witchcraft is present in this world, then I doubt it is in Amiens. Yeah, about that. Also, give me a second, I need to grab some water, my throat is parched. Just a moment. Sorry about that. Okay, 1 second. Right then. Let's proceed. I feel confident with the magical protection. Well, magical protection, restoration spells, weapon enchanting. Yeah, we really have the wall magical... The wall magical kit. Well, I am so sorry, man. Kind of couldn't be helped there. Also, I noticed that my magical protection is gone. So presumably, it was to spare me from the sanity loss. I am gonna guess that the blue flavor of this spell protects you from... covers your magical... your next magical cast. The green version protects your sanity loss, and the red version protects your health. So there's actually solid reason to pick a specific color instead of the global that protects from everything if it has limited ammo. But then again, there's also higher tier cast. What in the world? Also, yeah, I knew that it was the same place. I just knew it. Scroll of Age paper sits in the dusty on top. It seems to have been discarded. Shield. From all manner of magic will you be protected when encased in these gears. The alignments can help but never hinder, for within well-conjured magic comes greater protection. This spell requires magic instant runs. Yep, that's shield alright. I guess we were supposed to get it now anyway. But yeah, that's the same category as before. Alright, it has just been expanded. Right, they did call it the Old Tower. Ah, you. Alright, I'll help put you out of your misery. You very much deserve it. Yeah, this works. This works. And now you know, if apparently you didn't know before. Or rather, I guess that this is him recognizing who this horse was. Poor guy, though, seriously. Poor guy. Okay. That's all 3 walls. Our stats are fine. Okay. Most likely an improvement. Thick crimson ruby cut with intimate care and workmanship. Light is trapped within its recursive facets, making the beard glow from within. And I'm gonna guess we will be finding a sapphire later. Oh, right. When you type with an enchanted weapon, it actually makes a sound of the god that you are channeling. Mantarok sadly does not have the most pleasant grunts. One shot, big weapon, good enchantment. A sheet of music lies upon the bookshelf. One wonders what it sounds like. Well, we can fix that. Bewildering array of books and tomes sorted neatly into a set of shelves. Mostly books of a religious nature, awaiting a scholar such as Paul to peruse their contents. Same. So I guess we are not going to the old dungeon. Lying on a abandoned easel is a sheet of tattered paper, covered with skulls of ink. Let's see. I suppose it is understandable that they will not show me the hand of Jude on such little notice. But I must confess that the preparations they make are most unusual. No acts of consecration, no daily prayer or worship are demonstrated by this strange order. One wonders if they are holy at all, let alone being under the auspices of the Grand Inquisition. Perhaps it is my naivety for our faith. There are many practices associated with it, and they differ greatly from region to region. Perhaps Amiens is merely more eccentric than others. Nah, not seeing any prayer at all is definitely sus for an author like this. But I get why he will rather not get paranoid. Just right off the bat. Okay. Nothing else here. To play the organ we go then. And right. That bone TFI my shield. I forgot. There has not been much combat so far, but the atmosphere of this place makes me keep feeling like there will be an encounter at any point. Piece of parchment with some musical notations written on it. It is somewhat tattered, probably through years of use. Okay. A-B-I-X Abixvia. Huh. Not what I expected to find here. Like, I knew it was coming, but still. Well, makes sense. We found the first circle in this church. I suppose it's normal that we will find the second in here as well. The tabernacle is almost empty. There are none of the things that should be here, that should be there, such as holy water or any other ritualistic items. Only a circle of power lying on the lower shelf. Yeah, there really should be more things here, shouldn't there? Anyways, the book grows stronger again. Paul has acquired the 5-point circle of power. Now, each of the 3-point spells can be powered up by using the power rune. But I do not have the power rune, which I am assuming still is this one. Anyways, as we do not have... We have found 2 pages. Let's see if we can bring them to our accomplice, as I do not see... I do not think there's anything else we can check right now. Up we go. And it doesn't really take much time to enchant the sword. Truly, we are becoming magic knights. Certainly not what Brother Paul was expecting to do when he got here, I am sure. Okay, not enough evidence. At least this time the dialogue makes sense. Funny thing, I kinda sorta remembered this character struggling to use his sword. This very large sword that friend... What was the messenger's name? I forget the name, sorry, I am very bad with name memory. But like, the messenger from the early chapters could use this sword with relative ease, and I remembered Francis struggling to wield it, being too heavy for him. Which makes sense with his monk physique. Is there anything to see here? Or is it just to show off the engine? Maybe just to show off, okay. Alright, let's check everything once again, I suppose. Oh, that's where I came from. No new rules or anything. Okay. And may as well make another save just in case. I guess that today we're spending the entire day just in the chapter. I presume that the next step will be finding the power rune, but I also confess I cannot think of a spell that strengthen it will help us much here. Maybe there is something about the last work, given how we found the page, but probably not. Let's check places we've already been to again. Nothing new. And we have these diamonds, but I'm not sure how to use them. Yeah, there's only so many places to check. So just this room where there was nothing before. Is there still nothing? Apparently so. So not here. I wonder how screwed would I have been if I had entered the room with the ancient zombie before getting the mace. My desire to explore everything before continuing the critical path paid off. In case anyone was actually wondering where this tendency to just do the critical path last comes from, it actually comes from specifically from my old playthroughs of Zelda Ocarina of Time, where I will keep getting lost in the dungeons and find myself without keys until I started being methodical about not using keys unless I had nowhere else to check without using one. And suddenly the dungeons became easy, and it started reinforcing that behavior in me. And to be fair, while it has made me slow in many games, it has not let me stray. Okay, anything else to find here? No. Not right now. What about in the bishop's room? If there was something to find, it will be here. Also, I am assuming that I don't need to use the jewels just yet, because I probably need to find the blue one first. But I may be assuming incorrectly. But yeah, also I don't really have much else to look at. Is this casket in readiness for battle and use body? Perhaps Agustin is blessing it, or perhaps he has a more sinister purpose. It is almost as if the death was expected, or arranged. Not gonna enchant the weapon again until I find a new area. Okay. I efficiently do not know where to go. At this point I will even welcome an ambush, really. Yep. No idea why. What do I have on me? This looks like lore. Recovery. I do not know where to use a jewel. The book, of course. Ammo, weapon. I probably need to find all of these pages for this to be useful, aside of it being lore. I already used this. I appear to be completely and utterly lost. Well, I guess I'll just keep wandering for now. Much as I wish I could make a stream a little bit more exciting than this. I probably need to find somewhere to use the diamonds, but I still think that I should be finding the blue one first. This gave me the key to the altar. Through the circle of power, basically. The old tower I've already been to. Admittedly, this place is the suciest since it seems to be a dead end. Nothing here. Whatever it is that I am missing, it should be in this room. After all, it's strange that it's there without anything to find on it. Let's check every single barrel. I really should have done this in the first place. There we go. Knocking in this castle results in a hollow blood. It is empty. But why, when all the others are full of enduring wine? I really should have checked every single barrel first, before noticing that there was nothing in the room. No room is always truly pointless. Especially not when there are trappers in there. There we go. New content. And just in case, because this has gone long in oak. So I really should be saving less, but then again, it is very quick to do after all. Of course. There is a massive granite vault, carved with hideous bas-reliefs. Scratch marks running along the floor make it appear that the crypt has been moved many times. The power of the enchantment, I bet, because the thing was getting stunned very hard. Yeah, I love magic in this game. Not only is it just extremely satisfying to execute conceptually, it's so useful in a way that pairs excellently with the fun yet clunky gameplay. And a big part of the reason why, despite how scary some of the hallucinations can be, at least the auditive ones, mostly the auditive ones really, but it's a main reason why, despite how scary those can be, I don't consider this an horror game at all. Hidden in the alcoves of this mausoleum lay the remains of departed monks. Some have turned to dust, others have grotesquely weakened, leaving hearts of bone and leathery skin. Also, the sapphire glows with a bright luminance resulting from its stunning cut. Light is scanned within its surfaces, giving it an almost ethereal hue. That's all 3 diamonds. I'll start rolling them soon. Same as the other. And once again, same. Yep. The pedestal has 3 small indentations adorning its top, arranged in circular formation. Each socket appears to be waiting for something. Of course it is. Happy now? Already. There we go. Also, come to think of it, can I actually pick up the gems? Not that I particularly need them, but pedestal has 3 small indentations adorning its top, arranged in circular formation. Colored gems fill in indentations forming a triangle. Cannot pick them back up, but I presume this will make the passage seal itself again. I presume picking them up will make the passage seal itself again anyway, so I guess that's fine. But it feels wrong to leave valuables like that behind. The little goblin in me does not like it. There we go. There we go. Howdy, pulsating Bernard, welcome to stream. You come at a good timing, as I have just found my way after wandering lost for a while. Found the magical rune. And I presume this rune is power, isn't it? Let's find out. Protect. Power. Self. Power. Playing it on. Yep. I like my original visuals. I don't like how the different aspect that the other stretches things. Sign. And while we are at it, let's also. Oh, I have to actually find the codex for that. Oh well. Yeah, I was there. I remember. You are absolutely correct. I am old enough to remember why the mute hallucination looks like it does. Also, what is this? It looks like something you will be able to interact with. Also looks like the one at the mansion. Oh well. Yeah, well, it makes sense if it was the same one, actually. You are right. The timeline fits. I guess we're interfering in this fight. I guess they kind of weaken each other. Conveniently for me. What else do we have to find here? An effigy of a monk reclining on a sacrificial altar. A deep groove beside the chest. The monk's face looks almost exactly like the custodian. The inscription reads, "Only when the friend is sacrificed, when his cries fill the air, will the great doors be opened to thee." I did already suspect that when we go back to him, we will find a corpse. Now I am certain. Which door did I come from? Not this one. Okay, since this one is easier to remember, being the loner, let's take it second. Never mind. Some insurance. I really like the magic system in this game. It feels great. Hello there. And to the Shadow Realm with you too. The shelf appears to be recessed into the wall, not quite as flush as the others in the room, almost as if it could slide inward. I had many of these questions that well Yep. The majority of my first time chatters are like this, to be honest. That's what makes it extra pleasant when someone who isn't shows up. As for the proof of the heresy within this dark cathedral, a table bears arcane documents. Diagrams and sigils pertaining to the Minecraft are scattered across the recently used table. And we are supposed to be collecting evidence, but I guess we end up picking those up. Arcane documents and treatments of the demonic arts. Paul didn't touch them for fear of the taint of evil. That's a good call, but sadly, while I am in the middle of streaming, I am not going to stop to check that. Besides, who knows? It's possible. It's always possible that someone might just genuinely be new. Okay, yeah, I thought those books up there were shining. Clearly not. Also, that is the room in the old dungeon from the early chapter, I think, just from a different access. I really should just buy the bullet and make a tier 5 enchant. Let's see. There we go. And 11 was Paul, I think, but I forgot what runes it's made up of. But I can't remember what they look like. Let's see. A half a row of birds in a square, and across the square. There we go. And recover stays as a tier 3 because I need it to be quick. Now we are playing with magic. This enchantment trolley is great. It just makes enemies die in one hit. Well, most enemies anyway. There we go. By adding Paragon runes to a spell, it can be powered up, intensifying its effects. Alright, and I guess I just wasted my time by constructing those spells at this point. Oh well. Well, that's all of the runes. Which makes me curious about why I could not discover those last two spells even after trying every single combination. I guess it doesn't need all to be an effect in a target. Spell 11 is the dot recovery, I think. Yeah, it is very OP. A turn diary page has been placed in the shrine. I guess that's the last of the evidence. With a shudder, my heart turned to ice. I came to the brutal realization that the entire order were heretics and that I was in incredible jeopardy. Who knows how long they had kept their dark secret, masquerading as custodians of the Hand of Jude, when in fact they guarded a damnable relic, the essence of the unholy Chaturga, and used it to lure potential victims back to the hideous sacrifice. I felt sick, and despite my fate, I felt intense fear and hopelessness. I know that I must escape this place before they suspect my knowledge. I must warn the world and notify the real Inquisition of the peasants. Knowing death is just around the corner and fearing every moment, I commit these words to paper. Augustine will find this book. I will remove certain pages and hide them, so that all who may follow may discover the truth before it is too late. Yeah, about it being too late. Because I suspect that Paul is one of the characters that does not get a happy ending. But yeah, that's plenty of evidence. I suspect that I cannot go back the way I came, and I will need to do something at the statue to open the door instead, which will result in having... no. I think I can guess what's going to happen now. I'm going to bring these pages of evidence to our accomplice, and I'm going to find him dead, and there will be some sort of ritual dagger or something in his corpse, and bringing the dagger to that statue will open the door. Bet. Yeah, that is the same bust. By the way, this room is where I was lost for a while. For some reason, after seeing that several barrels had the exact same description, I did not think to check every last one of them. Not for a while, at least. And out of breath. At least it recovers quickly. Just like magic. Almost there. And let's see if my guess was correct. It was
Brother
not.
Andrew suspected Augustine all along. I managed to find remnants of his journal, and it all points to Augustine's involvement with a paganistic cult operating inside the cathedral.
Aye, the cathedral's dark secret has been uncovered. I too suspected this, but was too afraid to act. Augustine himself is a heretic.
He has covered his tracks well, claiming that the sacred relic, the Hand of Jude, was stored here. He had those who came to see it murdered. The Hand of Jude never existed.
And with that realization, the trap closes, brother. My days here are numbered. I awoke to find this cruel dagger placed upon my pillow this morn.
Ah, there we are.
It can only mean one thing. I know too much, and they are moving to silence me. I can only hope that what little faith I have left is enough to save my soul. Please, take this thing away from me. Its very sight troubles me to no end.
How convenient.
May your faith protect thee, Brother Luther, for that's all you have.
Nah, I also have a bunch of OP magic. Let's see. An ornate, long-bladed knife used to sacrifice humans. For Paul to web and pick it up is repulsive. For the sense of evil it emits is intense and unnerving. The souls displayed has taken life on within its metal. And how do you know that? Oh, and he's just a straight up gone. I guess I knew we will come back to check. He was teleported away, I take it. Granted, with Augustus here, probably not a complicated feat. Oops. Caught me off guard. Not this one. And oops, you guys are definitely still inside. Why can I not leave now? Oh, can I leave it schedule and the destination comrade? Yeah. I guess it technically has not cleared his name. Technically. Well, since there are new enemies along the place, may as well just hurry up to the statue. Surprised there was nothing waiting here, actually. All fleshed up. There we go. This time you are not catching me by surprise. The camera is more generous. And down we go. Once again, surprised there is no ambush in this passage. Oops, I did not see you. Yes, speaking of ambushes, these guys were better hidden, that's for sure. Have I tried purple reveal? On what? I thought that reveals was on places that had a visual hint that there was something hiding. You mean on the statue from earlier? Let's see. Reveal invisible. Oh, it actually makes you invisible, huh? Yeah, I suppose it makes sense that a stronger version of the spell will have a different effect. Thank you for telling me about this, I legitimately did not know. Depending on how long you last, that's going to make things much easier. Okay. That cry sounded very real. The monk in the effigy has been sacrificed. A dagger protrudes from a deep grove within his chest. The echoes of his scream still reverberate in Paul's ears. Yeah, that the scream was not hallucinated, I am sure. Okay, what do we have here? This invisibility is indeed lasting quite a bit. Paul's progress forward is blocked by a corrosive spell. Obviously, someone wants to keep intruders at bay, and this little magic is just a way to do it. In other words, this is how the game makes sure that I actually found the fifth circle. Dispel area, I think. Yep. There we go. At some point I really should take time to construct level 5 versions of every spell that I have. And also test what they do. Yeah, go figured, I knew it. Lying in a pool of his own blood is the custodian Paul's only ally in his fight against the darkness. His soul no doubt lingers, fused to the altar on which his life has been taken, watching over his own rapidly cooling corpse. Feeling all hope escape him, Paul's situation is suddenly 1,000 times more desperate than before. Now he is alone against the darkness. The eternal darkness, one might even say.
You are a clever man, Brother Luther. Wanting answers to clarify your new position as fugitive, you seek them out, and this is what you find. Tell me, what does a man such as yourself think of when he finds a viper's nest of heresy? When he finds the very source of corruption?
I think of irony. Irony of what you, masquerading as a member of the Inquisition, stand for. And that you stand for evil.
Yeah, that's just Inquisition.
Evil is merely a perspective which no longer concerns me, Luther. You will be executed in the most painful manner imaginable. After we have broken your frail body and mind in the name of our true Lord, Zelatoth. Come, my children. Feast on this morsel, and let us return to our preparations.
Losing guts, and I take it. It's just 2 one-tips. Absolutely should be able to deal with them. Nope. Shit. No, it's not the spell I wanted to use. Well, at least I lived. Just barely though. Dangling from worn iron chains, burning censers fill the room with a fetid incense. Ugly the smoke rises from what can only be burning flesh. Okay, I need to recover some magicka for a healing. Because I am very badly hurt here. Not enough yet. But I will get on some more. Riveting gameplay. Better. I really should also cast a shield when I can. I wonder why it was gone after the cutscene. But yeah, I can see why Augustus thought that this will be knocked to the mean. It very nearly was. And now I am ready for whatever they may throw at me. Okay, let's end this chapter. Because I figured this is the end. Just getting that vibe. This door is decorated more than most within the catacombs. Sensing an immense evil behind this door, Paul wonders if the ceremony the monk had mentioned earlier is taking place behind it. Should Paul enter and put an end to this heresy? Yes, of course we should. Why will I ever say no? I see that all of these reliefs are based on shelter. I wonder if if playthroughs on the other two gods have different textures.
Your task, my liege and greater guardian, is to guard this place. Do not worry about this worm. His kind yelps in terror at the sight of your mightiness. We will dispose of him ourselves.
Guess not.
If I am to guard this place, then I will do it as I see fit.
Fair enough.
Be gone. Leave me, and I will guard this artifact as you have instructed.
Yeah, I guess magical protection was not enough for that. And that's another chapter, and that took almost my entire time allotted for a stream. I guess I did get lost for a while. Not from Edward. Oh, and the enchantment on the Gladius Health, surprising. I guess time did not pass while Alex was reading. Now it reads, My dearest Alex, I am glad that you have followed my paper trail thus far. I knew I could depend on you. This will be the hardest part of your journey. Look for the 88 keys to continue your journey to the past. Your loving grandfather, Edward. 88 keys. Also, yeah, I have every single rune now. I should be able to have all the spells, so that's weird. But anyhow, I guess I will spend the rest of the stream looking for the next page. But just in case, I don't think there's gonna be combat. This looming grandfather clock seems to be stand ominous in the corner, gazing on this empty room with an almost patriarchal air. Okay, I guess we're not changing the clock. .88 keys. Something tells me that's not the place. Checking every room it is then. Let's check methodically. Door is locked. I don't remember what was in there actually. Surprising lack of hallucinations considering how low his sanity is. And right on cue. Nothing at all. Not working here. What is creaking? Ah, gotcha.
Chaos is coming.
It has been coming for a while. Ah. Figured. So the piano immediately remembered the organ. The Forbidden City.
Who are you?
I am your lord and conqueror.
What manner of forsaken being are you?
So, you can see me in my true form. You are a gifted man. Take this one and use him as the foundation for the pillar. He is special and should be given a special place among the suffering.
What a pleasant personality. Okay. Since I only have 2 minutes left, 10 minutes left, I am not going to start a new chapter now. But may as well use what time I do have. Reconstructing spells. Okay. Absorb into self, I think. Yep, there we go. Reveal invisible. I wish this tell me what the translated rune names are. Okay, Nerogath and Recormor. I guess I am assigning this as a quick spell. Yeah, this looks right. Damage field. Okay. Female symbol, square. Gotcha. Yeah, it's always convenient to have. Let's see. Summon creature. What? Oh, I get it. Mantarok rune cannot be used in summoning magics. The binding of Mantarok has weakened it, and it can no longer fall in contagions of this kind. I take it that this means that every creature summon counts as its own spell. Yep, that's a zombie summon, alright. After a zombie has been summoned, press A to attack enemies. Press capital target. The enemies have to perform an attack. Press start to release control of the zombie. Add ash. Can open doors but not pick up items. Yeah, the scout's alright. I guess that's one way to recover sanity in a pinch. Okay, what else is left? Spells 9 and 12, and I'm guessing that this last one is going to be the greater circle of power for the creature summoning. Okay, cross the square and project, okay. Nothing no magic. Unfortunate. Okay, gotta recover some magic to test this too. Perhaps on the way to go back to the reading room. Uh-huh.
This can't be happening!
I was expecting a jump scare, I'm not gonna lie. Ah yes, Poltergeist. A classic. Okay then, let's see, what does this do? I'm gonna guess that I need an enemy to be present in order for that to do anything. Well, never mind. This is some sort of creature interference, I see. The auditive hallucinations always get me. They feel too real with headset. Anyhow, that will be it for today's stream. Thank you for checking out Pulsating Partner. Hope you all had fun, and hope that you have a nice rest. Next stream will be on what day is today? Tuesday, right? So next stream will be on Thursday at the same time. I hope to see you there, and hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.